Hey guys, this is Shelby with the Roger Public Library. Our theme this week for Full Steam Ahead is Rapunzel. So I thought we'd look at an activity that we can do for a device that will help Rapunzel get down from our tower. So that is a parachute. So this parachute I made, it's a tablecloth, right? You can also use something like a Walmart bag or a plastic trash bag in place. I just cut it into kind of a circular but not quite shape, and then I put duct tape around the edges just to make them a little bit sturdier, less likely to tear, because you need to make holes or of some sort in them to tie on string for the basket, right? So this is just a plain disposable cup that has holes punched in the side of it, and it's kite string. You can also use other materials, of course, like fishing line or yarn, stuff like that. I mean, we don't have a Rapunzel figurine, but we do have Batman, so we're going to put him in here, and we're going to see how well he does in the parachute. Okay, so we're just going to drop the parachute here, and you see, so the way that this works is that when an object is falling, it's affected by gravity, and gravity causes you to accelerate, and eventually you stop accelerating because of air resistance. You can kind of feel this if you move your hand through the air or move a big piece of cardboard or something in the air. It's harder to move. So there's air resistance, which is pushing you up, and there's gravity, which is pushing you down. Eventually they meet, and you hit something called terminal velocity, where you're not accelerating anymore, you're just moving down at the same speed. So when you use a piece of something like this, a big piece of fabric, there's more air resistance, and so it lowers your terminal velocity and you fall kind of slower. The effect of a parachute is kind of limited from this height because there's not a lot of speed, or there's not a lot of acceleration because you're falling from not very far. But if you drop this off something higher, like a tree or a balcony or something, then the effect would, you would see the slowdown would matter a lot more. But yeah, that's our activity. So for this experiment, you'll need a couple balloons and a wooden or bamboo skewer and just some soap or something to put on the skewer. This just helps it go through the balloon a little bit better. So we're going to just rub it on. So we're going to take the balloon and we're going to try to put the skewer through it without popping it. So it's deflating a little bit, but not as much as if, it had actually popped. So the reason for this is because when you inflate a balloon, the tension, so the balloon increases in volume, right? And in doing so, the surface tension of the balloon increases, but it doesn't increase evenly. So certain parts of the balloon we can have less tension, and we can puncture them more evenly than others. So at that instance, I poked it through the ends where it's tied and then at the very top. But if we try to poke it through the side, we'll see something like this. Yeah, right? So, and to illustrate this a little better, I've put some couple of dots on here. Just all over, and so we'd expect, if the surface tension is increasing, that it's stretching, in other words, that the dots will get bigger. See, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to tie this. Okay. My hands are a little slippery because they have soap on it. So you can see the dots that I painted on the side of the balloon, they're very big now, but the one at the end is almost the same size. So if you put dots on a balloon like this, you can just see that, it's going to go better in some places rather than others. Yeah. So again, I put the dot at the end. You can't see it because I'm having to hold it with my hand. But if we poke it through the end where our other black dot is, just like we did before, it's fine. It slipped out, but it's fine, right? So it's just a little trick. You can impress your friends with it, or give them a scare if you decide to do it the wrong way on purpose. But that's all right. Our experiment for this week. I hope you guys had fun. See ya.